Hello everybody, welcome to the Mystic Method, where we do card readings live here. For anyone joining, for any of the rest of you, you're welcome to watch it recorded and see if this reading speaks to you. We use the Mystic Method of card reading, which is an easy to learn and accessible method that uses regular old playing cards. Playing card divination is an ancient practice, goes back thousands of years. The cards themselves have changed over the time, but the numbers, the suits, whatnot, the meanings are pretty easy to learn and decipher for yourself. And the purpose of the Mystic Method is to help you really figure out the messages of divinity in your life, the messages of God in your life. This method uses a lot of Christian mysticism, uses a lot of numerology, of alchemy. There's some hints towards various witchcraft traditions. There's just a lot of ancient traditions built into this. And that's the beauty of the system, is it is what it is to you, right? You can learn as you go and interpret as you go, and what the cards say to you is what's the most important part. Not necessarily what the specific card says or what I say it is. It's what you feel it means to you, right? What does this card mean to you? That's what's most important. So remember, don't let anybody else hold you into rigid methods of divination. Inspiration is a very personal matter between you and God. And so if you feel a card is saying one thing to you, that's what you need to go with. Okay, that's what you need to go with. Okay, all right, let's get started. This is August 14th, 2023, right in the middle of the Lion's Gate for those of you who follow astrology. There's some great power in that time and energy. So here we go. As usual, you can just mess with the cards for a while. Kind of get yourself in tune with the messages here. East, west, north, south, above, below, and within. Okay, the 7 sacred cardinal directions, the regular directions, and what I call the celestial directions, also representing the sun, the stars, and the moon, light, darkness, and the body that transcends them both, or you. Okay, so in the east is where we always begin. Let's see if there's anything new beginning, or if it is something to do with wisdom, intellect, the element of air. We'll find it here. Okay, starting right off with a face card. I love to see jacks because jacks are initiation cards. Something new is coming, and love to see this also in the east card because this is a bit of a pairing. Now remember, if we find a pair, meaning a card that matches the location, the direction, we know that there's extra emphasis on that card, on that message for this week or this time frame. Now, jacks are inherently beginnings. So initiation into a higher spirituality is inherently a beginning because it's a new level of something in your life. So seeing an initiation in the east to me says there's a lot of emphasis on this card, on this message for you this week. So the Jack of Spades is called the Peter card. This is the conversion card, a new life card, the initiation into higher spirituality. For those of you who are familiar with the story of Peter, in the New Testament, he has an incredible conversion story, denying the Christ 3 times, hearing the crow, right? And then he kind of falls back into an old life and then has this great moment of realizing, oh, wait a minute, as he's really called out by Christ to say, hey, what are you doing? And he has this great conversion story as he's kind of gone through all this testing and ends up becoming the rock that his name was given to him for, right? So really strong, powerful card for you. Initiation into a higher spirituality, a higher level of spirituality for you. This is literally a new life, a conversion. This is moving towards enlightenment, where you are gaining more and more and more light for you. So a new initiation into higher spirituality, something that you think, feel, believe, right? That spiritual nature, that's that X factor that isn't necessarily emotional or intellectual or physical. It's something else, something that transcends those spheres. It's the spiritual existence. It's your eternal existence that's speaking out to you. And you are initiating into a higher level of spirituality. Spirituality literally means your ability to see life through an eternal lens, right? Through a spiritual lens. Your connection with God and with divinity and with angels and the universe. That's what this card really represents. So for you, this is saying, hey, there's some new stuff coming your way. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's take a look at the sunset, the west. See if there's anything ending. Oh, all right. So that's interesting. So we have a beginning and an ending. We have an initiation into a higher level of thinking, and we have an ending card. Nines are ending cards. Nines are the kind of the death card in you, if you will. Not as much as, say, the Ace of Spades, but it is the ending card. And this is an ending of a way of thinking, because this is the Nine of Clubs. So we have an ending card in a sunset and a beginning card in a sunrise, east and west. Not respectively. East, beginning, west, ending. Really interesting. This is an opportunity to awaken to a higher level of thinking. So these two, boy, go right hand in hand. Universal consciousness, higher level of spirituality, new life, new initiation, spreading truth. They really go hand in hand. I can see as an old way of thinking needs to die or needs to end, that a new way of spiritual living will take its place. Oftentimes knowledge gets in the way of spirituality. We think we know something, and because of that, it keeps us from having faith in something else, because faith is about things that we don't see, we don't necessarily know, right? That's when faith comes into play. So ending a way of thinking can be very powerful in beginning a way of believing and living. So that is really interesting. So in your life, I feel a big shift coming away from an old way of thinking, an old belief system, maybe belief system's kind of a hard one, but basically an old way of thinking for you is being replaced now as you initiate into a higher level of spirituality. That's beautiful. Okay, on the north, this is Mother Earth. North is values, it's diamonds, right? This is feminine energy, receptive, nurturing energy. And we have, nice, the Four of Hearts. Okay, so fours represent stability, hearts represent love, passion, relationships, in this case, the home also. So the four is a stable number, right? Like the legs on a table, nice and stable here. So this is saying that looks like you're going to have some stability in the heart coming to this can represent marriage. Either if you're currently married, you'll have some stability in that relationship, or maybe you'll find a marriage partner to bring some stability into your life between the two of you. You'll have a stable, loving relationship, the home of the heart, right? The heart has a place to be stable. I think it being here in the Mother Earth place makes sense with a lot of nurturing. There's a lot of loving, a lot of receiving going on in the feminine energy. That's a great place for our heart to feel stable. So it feels like there's a message there for you that you're going to find some stability in your heart coming up. Most likely in relationships. Your heart's going to feel at home. Okay, so in the south, this is Father Fire. This is passion, this is the spades, this is spirituality, this is giving and leadership energy. And we have a 6. Okay, so another hearts card. 6s are gateways. They're open pathways, open doorways to special missions, special destinies in our life. So the 6 is a very spiritual card as well. So I could see some connection here with initiation into a higher spirituality and a gateway, which is a special mission of love that will be revealed to you. So those two also really could play together. So if you're not married, this might be some energy coming your way. Maybe there's somebody you've been thinking about, somebody you've been maybe attracted to, or your relationship's getting closer, maybe thinking about spending, the rest of your life with that person and beyond. This might be a hint that it might be time to look a little bit more into that, because the special mission of love will be revealed. Balance and peace in your relationships. It's intuition to love others. So stability here, home of the heart, stability and love, and this is balance and peace in relationships. So those two are really interesting together. Very interesting. So some new spirituality, getting rid of an old way of thinking that opens you up to really awakening more, right? To be more enlightened. And you're going to find some peace and some stability and love and relationships with a new special mission of love. And this would be interesting that if this part of the special mission, remember, we all have lots of special missions in our lives. We don't have just one. Sometimes we have a main overarching mission. Like I feel like a big part of my mission is to help people find their personal value and understand that their value transcends this mortal life, that they are eternal beings. I feel like that's a part of my personal mission, but I have underneath of that lots of individual missions. So this could be a mission of love for you, could be about your marriage. So that's very interesting. Or about a marriage, if a marriage is coming up. Oh, okay. All right, so let's go over here to the celestial directions, above, below, and within. So above, our gift from God. This is our message from God. Another 6. Okay, another 6. Interesting. So 6 is again our messages, our missions, our pathways. This is a mission that will lead you to a higher purpose and spiritual lifestyle. Feel a connection right there? This is the John the Baptist card. Right? John the Baptist was the precursor, was the leader to something great. Was the one who introduced the Messiah that came after him. So this can be a precursor to you to something great. So a higher purpose, a higher spiritual lifestyle. Again, intuition. We see intuition here, intuition to teach others and intuition to love others. So, and this is initiation into higher spirituality. So my goodness, definitely some connections here as well. You have an important mission that will lead you to a higher purpose and spiritual lifestyle. I mean, that's like right there. They might as well be John the Baptist and Peter. I mean, they're two compadres, if you will. They two people who definitely lived at the same time. Interesting, and shared some similar connections. So again, another 6 for you. Something great is coming, an initiation into a higher spirituality, a new purpose, a spiritual lifestyle. There's a lot of emphasis on that for you here. That's really interesting. These 3 cards right here are definitely a parallel, and I feel like it has something to do with love and relationships because of that. Now, love and relationships can be incredibly powerful ways to improve our spirituality, to lead us to higher levels of enlightenment, because relationships we're meant to be with people. We're meant to be together, and you can magnify the energy that you have together. When 2 people get together, you can create even more love and help even more people. So pretty cool. Okay, so let's see if there's any clarification or caveats to go on off of this card. If we go to the star card or below. Ooh, the Queen of Spades. Wow. The Queen of Spades is the most spiritual card in the deck, right? It represents mastery of spirituality and self. Esther, very powerful figure. Her understanding, if you look up her name, referring to the myrtle tree, and there's just this really interesting relationship with spirituality and how it can be bitter and sweet, and the courage that she had, the humility, the fearlessness that she showed to put herself into harm's way on behalf of other people. Just an incredible mastery of herself and of spirituality. Again, spirituality meaning viewing life through the eternal lens, being more connected to divinity and to God. This Esther really represents that. So you have an initiation into a higher spirituality. You have a mastery of self and spirituality. So which is a kind of clarity caveat off of this John the Baptist card. So this higher purpose, this spiritual purpose, can be leading towards mastery of self and spirituality, this level of humility and fearlessness. Whew, that's incredible. I mean, there's a lot of power in that. So old ways of thinking that you're holding on to need to die, need to go away. Take advantage of the relationships that you're going to have in your life, the stability that you'll find there that will help you reach these higher levels of spirituality, and even, in fact, reaching towards mastery of self and spirituality. That's pretty incredible. Lots of strong. Now, are you going to become a master of spirituality this week? Probably not. No, that's not what this necessarily means. It means that there's energy in your life towards spirituality, mastery of spirituality and self. So lots of powerful energy, humility and fearlessness, really being fearless in what it is that you believe, which feels like there's something really big coming for you. And this is probably what that's talking about. So pretty cool. All right, last, the inside card, you, the moon, right? Above, below, and within. Let's see what your soul is saying. Okay, so 7, faith. There's that faith. Number 7s are very, very powerful spiritual numbers. We know that, right? 7s represent eternity. They're also a disruptor card, meaning something is going to be placed in your path that will help you grow. Some things are stability cards, some things are growth cards. This is a 7 of spades, spades being spirituality. So rise to higher thinking, speaking, and acting. This is the faith card. Take responsibility, really practice positivity. So my goodness, I mean, the rise to higher thinking, mastery of self and spirituality, getting rid of an old way of thinking, initiation into higher spirituality. 2 special mission cards talking about elevating yourself, finding higher purpose and spiritual lifestyle. Special mission of love being revealed, intuition to love others, intuition to teach others, and the home of the heart. Boy, that is a powerful reading. I know I feel like I say that all the time, but this one really is. That's almost a little bit exhausting to feel all of that, to see all of this. So your soul is speaking out for faith. It says, hey, it's time to get rid of an old way of thinking and start to adopt a new way of believing. Faith, take responsibility, really practice positivity and rise to a higher level of thinking, speaking, acting. Be a new person with a new life, really teaching, helping, loving others, new levels of thinking, new levels of spirituality, new levels of loving, all in heading towards that humility, which is that connection to God, fearless humility, truly believing in the eternities, having faith in all of it. So your soul is speaking that faith card. Okay. Very powerful. I hope this message speaks to you this week. I hope you're finding peace and love and joy in your life. Remember, if you want to learn how to do the Mystic Method, you can check the link in the description of the video for my course. It's only $20, and it'll go over each individual card, how each individual card works, how the numbers work, how the suits work, how individual places work, what they mean in different places. So easy to learn, and you can be off and running doing readings for yourself and for others. All right. I love you all.